Hi everyone, we are from Group 1 with members Abelina Putri, Agustin Ayu Wardani, Iin Mutmainah, Muhammad Hakim Muzaki, and the last one, Sita Wardania Putri. Today we are going to explain about multiplier and accelerate. What is the meaning about multiplier? Multiplier is coefficient or number that can explain the amount of additional national income as a result of additional variable in the economy. The multiplier has a coefficient formula as below.
Calculation of the multiplier. Question 1 is the consumption function of a country's people is C equal 100 plus 0.8 YT and an investment of 100, expenditure government equal 250 and the tax function is 50 plus 0.1 Y. The government provides a subsidy of 50. A. What is the national income balance? B. If investment plus 50, determine new income national. Answer for question E. National income balance. We can find C, I, and G. Then put into the formula Y equals C plus I plus G. That we will get result 1607. Answer for question B. Income balance if there is an increase in investment of 50. Formula is Y equals C plus I plus G plus delta I. That we will get result 1785.55. Question 2 is data from a country is C equal 20 plus 0.6 YD, I or investment equal 30, G for expenditure government equal 10, TX equal X, TR equal 3, X equal 6, where YD equal Y minus TX plus TR, YD equal Y min X plus 3, YD equal Y min 5. If the import is a constant variable which is M equal 2, then determine A. National balance, B. Consumption of the country. Answer for question E. National balance is we can put C, I, G, TX, TR, and X into the formula. The formula is Y equals C plus I plus G plus X min M. Then we can find result is Y equal 152.5. Answer for the last question, consumption of the country is C equal 20 plus 0.6 YT. C equal 20 plus 0.6 times Y min 5. C equal 20 plus 0.6 times 152.5 min 5. C equal 100x.5.
I want to explain the difference multiplier and accelerator. The difference between a multiplier and an accelerator is that the multiplier has an effect when the equipment is not used. Meanwhile, accelerator have an effect if all capital equipment is used up.
Example of multiplier in Indonesia. Batu Dodol Beach is one of the tourist destinations in Kalipura Subdistrict, Banyuwangi, East Java. The existence of Batu Dodol doesn't only provide income for the government, but it also provides a multiplier effect for sectors that are directly or indirectly related to the tourism industry. The following is multiplier effect from Batu Dodol, namely, the first is expand employment, the second is increase public income, the third is the development of the transportation sectors, the fourth is hotel and restaurant have a lot of visitors, and the last is the greater the business opportunity.
The difference between micro and macroeconomic. Macroeconomic is a branch of economics that studies variables in smaller economic spheres, such as a company's consumer behavior, supply and demand, production, price, and other. Meanwhile, macroeconomic is a branch of economics that studies more thoroughly, such as the amount of money in circulation, national income, inflation, and economic growth. Both of these have an important role to play in measuring and analyzing the growth rate of the small and broader economy. Both micro and economic are related to one another. However, from the relationship they have, the two still have differences such as micro and macroeconomic difference in terms of scope. Scope of microeconomics. 1. Price theory. The price element is used as a reference in analyzing the interaction between supply and demand of a good or service, as well as the factor that influence it. Therefore, price theory seeks to understand how the price determination process is. The scope of the price theory analysis include price information process, aspects that affect change in supply and demand, the correlation between supply and demand price, market form, the concept of the elasticity of demand and supply. Production theory. Production theory serves to study economic process at the stage of changing production factor into goods. The result of the analysis can be used as a reference in assessing production cost and level of production. The scope of analysis and the subject of the production theory are everything related to the cost of production goods and service, the most profitable level of the production for producer, and combination of production factor that must be selected to get a certain profit. 3. Distribution theory. Distribution theory is useful for studying macroeconomic problem related to wage of labor, capital owner, and profit earned by production. Scope of macroeconomic. The macroeconomic discuss matters related to the job availability, unemployment rates, and matters related to inflation and deflation. Macroeconomic has several policies, including fiscal policy. This policy is about the income and expenditure of the state. State income can be generated from tax collection made by every citizen. Apart from that, state revenue can also be generated from non-tax, such as fines, auction, gratuities, and gifts from other countries. Meanwhile, expenditure usually involves importing goods from abroad to meet domestic basic needs. Monetary policy. This policy is also a policy that differentiates it from micro and macroeconomic. This monetary policy is a policy that has a function to measure the amount of funds issued by the central bank in Indonesia to Indonesian people. If there is more money circulation, of course, it will affect the circulation of money more and will affect the inflation rate, causing the price of a product to be higher. With each other, the smaller the money circulation distance, the lower the price of a product offered is what is called deflation. 3. Supply policy. This supply policy serves to balance the balance sheet of companies and countries. Therefore, it is natural that many companies need people who are expert in economic. With this knowledge, it is hoped that all management, especially finance related to production, can be as optimal as possible and still be able to keep up with production quality, so that the products that can be of higher quality. And macroeconomic difference in terms of commodity price. Commodity itself has a meaning, namely a product or service that is traded for real, so that it can be used for long-term transaction activities. In macroeconomic, something that can be traded is that which has a large index because it includes the country. It is inversely proportional to macroeconomic, which can only cover daily needs such as clothing and food.
That's all about our explanation. Thanks for your attention and see you!